So, good afternoon, everyone. Good morning here in Europe. So today we're going to stay here in this awesome event regarding to Microsoft Copilot and Viva Days. And first of all, remember that this is a one-day virtual event. We are having hands-on sessions by experts and community leaders, deep diving into Microsoft Viva models, which is one of these track, and the related technologies, which is Copilot. And don't forget to stay until the end of the event to win exciting prizes from our sponsors that we are having in a couple of hours. So, first of all, these sessions, as Rohit said, we are going to unlock success, mastering OKRs with Microsoft Viva Goals. My name is Ángel David Carrillo. I'm based on Spain. I'm Microsoft MVP in Microsoft 365 apps and services, and I'm also Microsoft certified trainer. And if you want to reach me, you can find me in those social networks, in X or formerly Twitter, and in LinkedIn. Okay, so uh, first of all, we're going to focus in the challenges about the organizations today. Um, and first of all, as I said, we are going to talk about the relationship between employee experience and business results. Some of you may say that there is no relationship between these two areas, but if you are here in this track and in this session, it is because you care about it. Okay, so extracted from the Microsoft World Trend Index 2022, employees want to make to know that their work really matters and make an impact in their organization by having not only a positive culture, but also a sense of purpose and meaning. So a feeling that their work or the work that they are doing, it has an end. And on the other hand, leaders are struggling with strategic alignment and visibility in this new world. Around 72% of leaders, it is almost 3 of every 4 leaders, can name their company top's 3 goals. In fact, if you ask me about mine, I will be able to tell you probably 2 of those 3. Okay, so I'm part of that 72%. And about the 13% of frontline managers don't know how to contribute to this strategy. Okay, so in fact, businesses are facing critical challenges. Firstly, because everything in this world is getting faster. Okay, we need to develop faster. We need to reach time to market faster than others. We need to, okay, so this becomes with a huge risk called uncertainty. The uncertainty of knowing if we are here in the right direction. Second, our work is completely siloed, and you probably noticed from several years ago. I dare you that if you either you that you won't probably know, don't know, sorry, that other department teammates are doing in their positions, and same if I ask them, what are you doing? Okay, we are working at most with our close collaborators, and we don't know what are we doing together, making this visibility and this alignment something painful. Thirdly, please raise your hand who is working from home. Okay, this has been the most important challenge in the past few years since COVID, being able to manage a distributed team between office and remote workers. And thanks God, we have Microsoft Teams. And last but not least, as I said in the previous slide, employees are seeking purpose and meaning at work and having that sense of belonging and know what their work can achieve. Okay, so you will probably have seen the following slides during this event or during other conferences, but it will focus us for talking about employees, because for Microsoft and organizations, employees are the new center of those organizations. Regarding to this session, we are going to focus on purpose. So where according to Microsoft studies, around 81% of employees says that it is important that their managers help them to prioritize their workload. As we said before, they want to know that their work has a purpose and it's not meaningless. And that's why employee experience platforms were born. to put people at the center and treat with them different topics or aspects that may help them to achieve their goals. In this case, we have Microsoft Viva from Microsoft side, with that will help to the employees for insights and well-being regarding to physical, mental, and other sentiments around the organization, in order to improve their learning and development by coaching, having a better onboarding, some talent mobility. The center of this session, which is purpose and alignment, in order to understand which is the mission, the goals, the outcomes, and the achievements that we want to aim. Cultural communications, regarding we want to stay on the know of what news, events, and company resources do we have around us. And last but not least, knowledge and expertise, in order to connect people and experts. I might say that about Viva topics, but we know that is dead from a month ago. So in this case, in order to leverage all this information from Viva Answers in Viva Engage. Okay, so for Microsoft, as I said before, Microsoft Viva is the tool in order to empower organizations to improve their workforce, engagement and performance, and based on those three pillars. Measure engagement and productivity regarding to employee service and sentiment, behaviors, and mission performance. Drive mission and alignment, which is the main goal of this session, in order to understand the goals and the OKRs management, the leadership engagement, and the corporate communications and analytics between the whole organization. And last but not least, enable a high performance workforce in order to provide skills-based learning and academies, cross-sourced knowledge, onboarding, and communities. And everything in the flow of work with Microsoft Teams based on a trust platform, which is Microsoft 365, and with the superpower of Copilot in Viva, which is coming in the following months. Okay, if we put the name of the Microsoft Viva applications in each statement, we can see that Viva Goals is in the first one regarding to drive missions and alignment, as well as we are having Viva Engage and Viva Amplify. Okay, so now that we are already aware about the challenges and the issues, let's deep dive a little bit more. And before talking about Viva Goals, we need to understand what OKRs are, because they are the main element of that tool. Okay, so this is easy. OKRs means objective, key results. Okay, objectives and key results are a proven goal setting framework for creating alignment, focus, and engaged work culture to drive business outcomes. By objective, we mean that what are we aiming to achieve? And by key results, the measurements to monitor those achievements. Okay, so for the objectives, it's a simple, short statement. It needs to be easy to understand, and it should be challenging, because if it is too easy, we are going to achieve for sure, and if it is too hard, we are not going to face it. Okay, and regarding to key results, must be definitive. There won't be any gray areas, so the key result should be or 0 or 1, and it must follow the SMART methodology. If you are not aware what SMART is, I will explain a little bit more. It's a letter. So in this case, by S means be specific. Okay, be specific about what you want to achieve by asking yourself questions about your goals, by following the 5 WS questions: who, what, when, where, and why. Okay, these key results should be measurable. Make sure that you can measure your success. Being able to track your progress by answering questions like, how will you know when your goal is complete? The A letter is achievable. Ensure your goal is realistic and achievable. don't set yourself a goal that is too easy or too difficult to complete, as I said before. Look at your current situation and make sure that you have what you need in order to achieve it. By R, we have relevant. Set yourself a goal that is relevant for you. Okay, is it your goal worthwhile to you? Are you the right person to achieve it? Okay, is your goal applicable to your current situation, or is it unrealistic? Okay, and last and not least, letter T is time bound. Assign and start and an end date to your goal in order to encourage yourself to reach it with a deadline. Think about you can do today, tomorrow, months from now in order to achieve your goal. As you may know, most of the people, if they don't have a deadline, they will be too relaxed in order to achieve their goals, and probably they won't make it. Okay, so if we want to deep dive a little bit more, let's focus in some examples. For example, an objective could be increase user engagement on company website, and the key results in order to be measured could be number of users increases, page views, hits per user. Okay, so those measures that we are having in our tools, in our platforms, and we can see in an easy way in order to understand if we are going to achieve the objective that we already propose ourselves. Okay, so what is the best way in order to write an OKR? Okay, we don't have a perfect sentence, but probably this OKR formula will help us in order to understand what are the objectives and the key results that we want to create. Okay, so we will objective as measured by the key results via key initiatives. Let's see regarding to an example. For example, we will deliver a must-have product in order to delight customers and grow our user base. And we want to measure it by increasing our NPS score from 40 to 50. How? Via conducting marketing research initiatives in order to identify top customer delighters. So in this case, we are going to identify what are the customer delighters. And once we are identified this, we are going to increase our NPS by doing some actions that we need to describe in the market research initiative that we already defined. Okay. So if we want to go or having a bigger picture of these OKRs, we are having, for example, the same. Regarding to marketing, we are going to see these three. For example, become a must-have product should be our objective. As CMO, we are trying to understand our alternative, establish customer engagement plans. Regarding to marketing team, we are create to content support and product launch, establish a presence at key events. And the event teams itself, they are going to achieve this initiative and projects to drive record return of investment from marketing events and so on. Okay, but from the sales perspective, in order to achieve that objective, which is the must-have product, we need to achieve another key results and another key initiatives in order to achieve this. So probably we will have as an organization a common goal, a common objective, but depending or regarding our part of the organization, we are going to have smaller objectives or key results in order to achieve the bigger one. So in this case, we are going to talk about the benefits of these OKRs. And the first one, and I've been explaining, it's the alignment. Okay, we need to ensure that everyone is rowing in the same direction and driving towards the same purpose across the organization. As you saw before in the previous slide, we were talking about the same objective, that must have product that we want to launch. So everyone must to row in the same direction. We need to focus ourselves. We don't need to put more than 3-5 OKRs per team and per quarter. And the ability to prioritize what is most important, it's the key in order to complete those objectives. Okay, so we need to focus in some achievable OKRs and not so many, because if we want to, if we put, for example, 20 on them, we are not going to achieve all of them probably in a quarter, and we are going to stress ourselves, our teams, and our organization in order to achieve this objective. Okay, so transparency is the one. We need to clearly define the ownership of the objectives of the core outcomes across the organizations in order to understand who is responsible or who is accountable for dependencies and roadblocks. For example, as we saw before in the in the in the pyramid, in sales and in marketing, we need to see which is responsible of each task in order to, for example, talk to other teams or other departments in order to remove those blockers and complete our objective. For example, if we need to measure the return of investment of our events and we are having technical issues in order to measure them because, for example, our CRM or our tools are down, we need to talk with IT in order to up them again and being able to measure all of these key results. Okay, we need to adapt ourselves in order to having a faster and better decision based on dynamic and real-time data and insights. In a data-driven era that we are facing at this moment, everything is based on data and insights, and Copilot is our superhero here that we will talk about it later on. We need to adapt ourselves and adapt our objectives and key results based on those data and insights. If we are seeing that our key result or our objective is, for example, 200%, and if we haven't reached the quarter, probably we need to recreate or redo or rethink the objective that we already met because it was so easy. And as we said before, we need to make it a little bit harder in order to achieve this objective in a clear way. Okay. And the last point is growth. We need to strive for ambitious outcomes, stretch goals, and reaching what is possible. Okay, we don't want to be the best partner of the year in a quarter because it won't be possible. Okay, but this is not the point of the objective. The objective should be measured in a year, in some quarters. Okay, this is the meaning of the mission or the strategic priorities, but not the objective and key results. So we need to be ambitious and put those goals regarding the quarter that we are having in order to measure them properly and achieve a bigger objective or outcome in a year in advance. Okay, and as the image says, 96% of employees who use OKRs understand how their work ties into a broader company goals because employees know their boundaries and they will understand what are their limitations and what are their expectations within the work that they are doing in their day-to-day. Okay, so now we are reaching Viva goals. Okay, so now that we already understood what OKRs and how can they help us in our objectives, let's talk about Viva goals. Okay, Viva goals is the integrated solution to help organizations align teams to their strategic priorities and drive measurable results. Okay, so as part of the Viva Employee Experience platform, it works directly from Viva Goals side or within Microsoft Teams, our lovely tool in order to stay in the flow of work. Okay, so the three main points that Viva Goals will help us is in order to connect employees to our organization goals and drive those business results that we explained at the beginning of the session regarding to the challenge that we are facing nowadays. Okay, we are going to build and manage our OKRs in one place with deployment and best practices guidance. Sorry, because we are not having several tools in order to check if everything is okay. Probably we are having a lot of Power BIs in our companies, in our organizations, in order to understand if everything is okay. But with Viva Goals, we are having a center point or a focus point or a focus tool in order to get the information here, because we are going to be able to connect to these tools and get the information from there. Okay, so and this leverages our third point, which is keep aligned with OKRs by integrating your workflows and automated updates from critical work systems. We already talked about Power BI, but probably if you are a developer and you are being measured about a product or a feature that you are launching in your work, you need to be connected to your Azure DevOps, to your GitHub, or to your any platform that you are using in your day-to-day. Okay, Jira, Trello, or Asana, it doesn't matter. Okay, Amiva Goals can connect them in order to extract all this information. Okay, so the best way to understand and leverage our knowledge about Viva Goals, it's seeing it live. Okay, so let's demo it. We're going now to change into Viva Goals. Okay, so we are here. We are in Microsoft Teams. We enter in our Viva Goals applications, and this is the aspect of the Viva Goals dashboard regarding to my OKRs. Okay, so first of all, we need to understand that we are having our OKRs because we are an employee from the organization, but we can also see the organizational OKRs. In our case, Oltiva is our company. Okay, so we are going to talk about Oltiva OKRs here. Okay, so we're going to start talking about my own OKRs. Okay, we're going to see some samples in order to see what can we do with Viva Goals. The first pain point that Viva Goals had in the past is you couldn't be able to start using Viva Goals if you didn't know anything about OKRs and understand how objectives and key results work in order to create your OKRs within the company. But from a recently update, probably some months ago, we can create or we can start using Viva Goals from scratch without having any OKRs, and they are providing some sample OKRs in order to use in our company, which is the purpose of this session. We are going to work with demo data. Okay, so we're going to face some sample OKRs. Here we have regarding to the company, sales, marketing, finance, customer success. So you can choose any one of those. For example, in order to be focused in some specific point, we're going to talk about company. And for example, we are going to build a world-class company culture to attract and retain the best employees. Okay, by reduce voluntary attrition of our employees to 25 to 10%, improve the ratio of female applicants, and increase diversity through recruitment at universities in 3 new regions. So we are going to add this OKR because I think that having a better company culture will attract people in our company. Okay, so now template is successfully added to our OKRs, and we are going to be able to see here in our tool. Okay, so this is the icon for objective, the icon of key result in order to achieve the objective. And these are the key initiatives we said before in order to not only considering the key result that we are having here, but also the objective that we want to aim. Okay. So first of all, we are going to change and saying that this is an Oltiva, this is an organizational objective. And okay, so we want to reduce voluntary attrition to our employees to 10%. Okay, we can assign this to a team, to a specific team. For example, if we are going to talk with human resources in order to uh, reduce this attrition. Okay, so here we can click and we can put the organization, the goal to the organization, which is Viva, or to the innovation team. In this case, we are not talking about innovation. We want to create our own team, which is here. We're going to go to teams. We're going to create a team. We can create from an existing Microsoft 365 group in order to add people later on in order to work to this goal and start from the scratch. Okay, so which is the main option we are going to use, and we are going to put human resources here. We need to specify which is the team owner. In this case, I will put, for example, David Pacheco here, and we are going to set no parent team. Okay, we are going to create team. Human resources is a main team. Okay, so perfect. We want to add the new team members, and in this case, I'm going to add, for example, myself. I can find myself, so I'm going to add Elsa in this case, and I'm not going to send a notification to the members. Okay, I'm going to add it. Perfect. So human resources now have their team with their own OKRs in order to be tracked. We, as my user, which is Henry, is the global admin in this case, and we are talking about the organizational, but in this case, we can assign now the key result to the human resources team and improve the human resources and human resources. For example, if you have your human resources area in your organization, you will probably have the part regarding to recruitment, the talent acquisition, uh, uh, payrolls, and so on. So you can specify sub teams and lock them with the parent team, as we saw before, within human resources. And for example, if we have a specific team in order to go to universities regarding to recruitment, we have a team of recruitment, we can put it here instead of human resources area, we can put here recruitment. Okay, so this is the main area that we are having here regarding to OKRs. In this case, we can see that who is the owner. In this case, we want to change, for example, this is from Henry to Elsa, which is from human resources, and we are putting everything together. And in order to have a world-class company culture, we can put both of us. Okay, so now we have the status and the progress, who updated who was the last update and the last nodes regarding to the last update. The time period, we are working, as we said before, by quarters. When is going to start and when is going to end this quarter. Okay. So, for example, if we want to modify the information regarding to this goal, we are going to go here, click in check-in, and it will open a side panel in order to see the progress then. For example, at the beginning of the quarter, 1st of April, we said that we have 20% of female applicants. We want to increase into 30, so we need to see the start and the end. For example, we have a 21% now. We are on track. Okay. For example, we have hired a woman from Netherlands. Okay, we're going to check in. And as you can see here, we are on track because we are from 20 to 30, we are 21. And we can see the information from the last check-in node that we are having, and when we updated information is today. So if we are moving every goal with every team in a single page application, we are going to see all the information regarding to, to our goals and achieve all the information just in one part of the organization. If we open it again, we will see that our graph is better than the line with the dotted line that is expected in this quarter. Okay, so we can measure easily in a visual way what are we doing with this objective in order to help to the to achieve this goal. Okay, or this key result. Okay, this is the dust checking node, the information which is aligning to, which is the owner. As we said before, ownership is also important. Key results, initiatives, and so on. Okay, so we have here all the information. What can we do at this moment? Okay, we can now add a new objective, and in this case, we want to add, for example, be partner of the year. As we said before, we are going to assign this to Oltiva, but in case we can create it, another objective, a key result, a child objective, but in this case, we are going to use Copilot. Okay, so we are going to use Copilot in order to generate OKRs for Be Partner of the Year. Okay, the superpower of Copilot is here in Viva Goals, and we are going to use it in order to leverage the most of our organization with OKRs. Okay, so in this case, Copilot generated 3 OKRs to build a robust partner ecosystem, strengthen partner relationship, and drive innovation through partner collaboration. Probably this is not the concept of partner of the year because as consultants, we are using the concept in another way, but this is the purpose of using Copilot is in order to see that there are objectives and key results that can be extracted and measured here. So we are going to save. We are going to add to teams, Oltiva, Henry Jones. Okay, this period, we are going to save again. Okay, working behind the scenes, and here we go. We have here our 3 objectives with the key results that Copilot created for us. Okay, so cool. We have now 4 key objectives, 4 objectives for this quarter, and we are going to start working in our company and align everyone, every team, every department, and every employee in order to achieve and rowing in the same direction. Okay, so we can also see what are the KPIs here and the summary of the information in order to understand what are the OKRs by the different status. Okay, in this case, they are not refreshed because we need to refresh Viva Goals in this case. But in any case, we are going to search because we want to see the objectives about, for example, my colleague Elsa, which is here, and we are going to see that, okay, she already has objectives. This is the objective that we already set with her to build a world-class company culture. We are seeing that this is on track, and she also has some objectives. For example, improve sales for customers for these fiscal years, and move to a territory-focused sales model in order to expand footprint. No, so we can see that here is behind. This is at risk, and we can see all the information from every person of the organization here in Viva Goals. Okay, if we want to go directly to there, we can also pin this person here, and Elsa OKRs will appear here in order to have a shortcut to their OKRs. This could be nice in order if we are going, instead of going every department, going one by one, we can pin the most important then and have the chance, the possibility in order to move around them. So we have here our OKRs, the organizational, and for example, my colleagues from the sales department or human resources or a mixture of them in order to see hers. Okay, so more things. What can Copilot do here? We can also use it in order to generate new OKRs, which is the thing that we said before. We can create OKRs from a document. For example, if we create a mission or a vision document in order to achieve some strategic outcomes in 3, 4, 5 years, we can give it to Copilot and it will extract it and use the superpower in order to create OKRs. And we can also summarize OKRs on this page. So we are going to ask with the prompt that is already created to generate a summary for the different quarters that we are having here. Okay, so this is the periods. They are talking about the different objectives, the new one that we have already created, and the second, third, and fourth that we already have from previous years in the demo. Okay, we can change the tone, we can make it shorter because probably it's too long. Okay, but we will able to see what Copilot can do in our day-to-day work. We can also export this to PowerPoint. Okay, we're having this the template preview. We're having only one template preview at this moment, but we can export it. It's going to prepare a presentation. If we open it, I will share from the other screen. Here we go. We have Henry Jones, all OKRs. Okay, and we have here our objectives, child items, current, last month, target, and status with all the information that we want to show to our managers or into our business partners. Okay, so this is the most painful part of the project managers in order to extract all the information. So with Viva Goals, we can track everything and not go into other awful and tools like Jira. Okay, we all hate Jira. Okay, but and okay, last but not least, I want to show that we are going to able to connect to different data sources. So in this case, we are going to add a new key result. Okay, and here, for example, we are going to put a test. Doesn't matter. Program and no, yes, program status. I can see it now. Where did it go? Nope. It should be here. Update from key results. Items, key result. Okay, here. Sorry, I was in the wrong side. Okay, we are going to create here a test, and we can connect to the different data sources for automatic progresses updates. So as I said before, we can connect if we are, for example, developers, we can connect to Azure DevOps. And in case we are using Azure DevOps in order to measure and track our product development, we can connect it to Viva Goals in order to understand, for example, if we have an sprint and we have 5 tasks in order to achieve or 5 features, and we are completing those features or those tasks, it will be automatically updated here in Viva Goals in order to see that if for this quarter we are going to achieve the quarterly update for our product, if we are behind, if we are above the information, we can connect to GitHub, we can connect to Planner. For example, if we are using simple task management, and we can also choose another applications. Now we are only have 4 here because we need to activate them in the administration part, okay, which is not the purpose of this, but you can apply for, I think that there are more than 30 connectors at this moment, and it will increase in the future. Okay, so we can connect. We don't have any tool in order to connect, so I won't be able to show this part, but in any case, key results can also be connected to the different aspects. And last but not least, there are several tabs here. We are focusing in OKRs, but we also have the same for all the initiatives. And one important, which is dashboards, in order to extract all the information regarding to our objectives. For example, we have the fourth one here, and we are going to see in a simple dashboard what is the information about the objectives that we are facing in this quarter. Okay, so in the last minutes, I think we have two more. If there is any question here, I can also answer. But last but not least, what about Copilot? I already saw it. I already shared it. We can also authoring goals, summarize progress, and having input guidance in order to understand what is the future of goal setting with Copilot. Okay, so thank you for being here in this session. In case you have any question, you can open your mic or just type directly in the chat, or even reach me in the social networks, as I said before. Okay, so thank you everyone for staying here, and see you around.